All right, guys, we're live. It's episode 263 of the Shooter's Mindset. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Co-host joining me, Greg Cannon. What's going on, Greg?
Not much. How's it going, everyone?
Going good. Jennifer Seymour joining us. What's going on, Jen?
Hey, everybody.
And we got the head dogs in charge over at Max Ordinate Academy. We got Taylor and Ray. What's going on, guys?
Hey, guys.
She's really in charge.
Yeah, she's really the head one.
Yeah.
I'm the head coach here.
She's in charge. Tyler's just there to be pretty. Is that it?
And
He's the
tumble
eye
brass.
candy. Yeah.
Load her ammo for her.
Just a tumbler brass, yeah.
There we go. So you guys are heading out to a match here. I hear you guys are leaving tomorrow. How much work did Ray do to get set up?
Oh, man.
Let's just
You guys
say
gonna call me out, huh?
somehow I agreed to tumble her brass, and I don't really recall what I got out of the deal. And the brass is still tumbling. She has no ammo, and we leave tomorrow. So
Fresh ammo is the best ammo.
That's what I hear.
That is a great saying there. That needs to be a sticker or a patch or something.
Should put an expiration date on your next batch. All right.
What I understand is how can you not load your own ammo, but then later you bitch about how the ammo's not any good, as if it's my fault that you're shooting what I loaded. Like
That I stopped you from loading my ammo.
that's true, you did.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, guys. Show sponsors here. The folks over at GSL Technologies. Guys looking for any suppressors of any kind, take a look at gsltechnologies.com. They got it all from 22 all the way up to the big boy calibers, your 6.5s, your 300 Win Mags, all the way up there. What else we got? The folks over at Gear Nation USA, local apparel company. You can find them at theshootersmindset.com whenever that heads back up. Questions, and if you want to get anything else live, top right-hand corner of the YouTube video, you can join the conversation. We'll scan those and get them out live throughout the show. All right, for those who are unfamiliar with you guys, let's kind of kick this one off. Tell us a little bit more about yourselves and kind of how you each started shooting.
Why don't you go first? Ladies first.
All right. How I started shooting. I was always into firearms, but I didn't have anyone to teach me. My family was not in it, none of my friends. So I just went out to like my local gun shop and I was like, I want that one. And that's what I did. So for my birthday, I bought myself a bolt action rifle because I wanted to shoot precision rifle. And I got introduced to a gunsmith next door, which actually knew of Tyler's company, Max Ordinate. And I followed him on Instagram and I saw that he had a course opening and I signed up for it.
He vetted the crap out of me too to make sure I wasn't a creeper, some weirdo. I mean,
oh, I did. We did do a meet and greet because it was a cabin in the middle of nowhere. I was driving down by myself. There was no Wi-Fi, no cell service in a cabin full of random men with guns. Doesn't sound like the smartest idea. So I told him like, hey, I want to meet someone from the company. And then I met him a month before. I'm like, okay, you're not so creepy,
And you must have liked him. You kept him around.
Yeah, and there was a couple other women that were going to attend too. So I felt more comfortable.
Oh, Taylor, how did you get involved in this?
well, I grew up in Ohio, so anybody that grew up in the Midwest, you kind of grow up with the good old boy style of shooting. So what I knew then was nothing compared to what I know now. I joined the Marines. I eventually became a scout sniper, went through various sniper schools, and our team was actually introduced to competitive shooting while we were still active duty. And, as all military guys with a special skill, we thought we were just king shit until we all got our asses beat by dentists and regular people. And it really opened our eyes to just how much we didn't know. And that's what started, our desire to know more, to learn more, to get better. And I really think that it helps improve our jobs. And I got out in 2013 and I instantly started this company, and my goal was to just pass on what I knew and create the best product that I could, and we're still going strong, 6 years later. So kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's funny because every time I remember myself talking about with other shooters that play other games, we're going to get into long range shooting, and then we always brought up, I've told this story quite a bit. We always bring up, oh, there's a bunch of the military sniper dudes, we can't hang. It's going to be a big learning curve. And then when we get you guys on here, you're like, dude, I got competition and I didn't know shit. I'm like, what are they training you guys over there? You know what I mean? So, I mean, can you kind of, what is the difference? I mean, obviously you guys are great and the best at what you do, but what is such a big difference between competitive style shooting and kind of combat shooting per se?
I would say first off, being a military sniper, maybe 5% is shooting. The rest of it is field skills, navigation, all of these different things that allow us to do that job. But from the marksmanship side, I would say that, first off, we're just using a subpar caliber. The 308 for the Marine side is, very susceptible to wind drift. There's that portion. But then just how we approach barricades, back in the day it was different. Like we weren't doing the same things that we are now, where we're balancing the rifle or we're, achieving these different stability, factors. So there's that side of it. And then I would just say we train on much larger targets. Every target we're shooting is man-sized target. Our goal is just to hit, kill, wound the target versus, hey, there's this one MOA target out there. Go shoot it from this tiny little T-post stick sticking out of the ground.
Right, makes sense.
So,
yep.
Also, I remember TVRC last year. Remember we were shooting a long range and we were shooting that silhouette, and you're supposed to.
That would be the other thing. We were shooting this matchup in NorCal, and it was a paper target, and you had to shoot a 5-round group, and then they would mark your hits, and you get points for it. And if you think about it, where is the chest? Where's the kill zone on a man-sized Echo silhouette? You would think that it's somewhere where the heart is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not paying attention to how that target is scored, the actual 10 ring was down in like the lower, sternum, upper stomach area. So I had perfect wind calls, perfect, but they were all high where you would kill somebody. And so I got like a bunch of 8s and 9s instead of 10s, and it was just like I was not happy.
That and also the 2-gun we did in Wyoming, and we were shooting through windows, and you kept hiding while you didn't have to because it was a competition. No one's shooting back, and I think that's a big part of it too.
I don't do a lot of 3-gun or carbine shooting, and we went to a match where it was kind of new to us, and just old habits really die hard, and it came to me trying to stay behind the edge of a wall or something like that. And the lack of training for that type of environment and kind of falling back on what I was used to. So
that's pretty good that your training was good enough to kick in even when you didn't need it, though. Yeah, that means you drilled the right things in at the right time, but may have stuck around a bit too long.
I just brought them to the wrong party.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
The party tricks you didn't need, huh?
Yeah.
So how did Max Ordinate get it started? I know you said you got out and you just started the company. Did you just say, hey, I'm going to put up a website and start teaching, or how did you get it going?
Well, before I knew that I was getting out due to the whole military drawdown. I knew that I was one of the ones that was being forced out of the military. So I came up with this plan about 6 months prior that I was going to start this training company, and I had some names picked out. But I have to give a lot of credit to Four Guys Guns out of New Hampshire. I met up with them. We became really good friends. They helped me refine a name. They did not agree with the name that I had chosen in the beginning. So they
What was it?
Let's just not talk about it. Very military-ish, and still having that military mindset. I was, stuck on this name and this logo, and they were like, no. I'm like, okay. So they helped me out a ton, helped me out helped design my logo with me. They were there with me, and we did a lot of good things to get it started. But I'd have to say, like the friendships and the partnerships in the beginning are really what helped us elevate to the point that where we could sustain. Nemo, 2013, Nemo was coming out with their 300 Win Mag AR platform, and me and my crew went up there and we actually did the 1 mile shot with their rifle at a mannequin filled with explosives. And, so we had some good media coverage, and ultimately it was just knowing the right people. With the people that I've met and became friends with, this would have never been as successful as it has been now.
That's really awesome. That's one thing I'm learning the more and more I get into the shooting community and the competitive, every aspect of it, is it's just a bunch of awesome people. There's very few people that are, you guys are brand X, I'm brand Y, we can't be friends. It's very much the opposite, and everybody's just kind of trying to help the community grow as a whole, especially to the new guys. So what all do you guys offer as far as classes? Where are the classes? Are they at one place? Are they all over the country? Do you travel? And how can people sign up for them?
You want to give some answers here?
Okay, yeah. We offer, the first class I took was Precision Rifle 1, where it's all about fundamentals. We shoot in the prone, and it's great for beginners. Like when I took it, I didn't know anything. Like I didn't know what a mill was. I didn't know what an MOA was. Like I didn't know how to mess with my turrets, like the elevation knob. So this class was really, really great. And I am glad I took it in the beginning because I knew what to practice after. So that's Precision Rifle 1. He also offers Precision Rifle 2, which is supported shooting. We'll shoot off a tripod, barricades, rooftops, and it's all, boils down to the fundamentals from PR1. You just bring it to random positions. I just took PR3 and PR4 this weekend. PR3 is high angle, where you climb a mountain, you're up on the mountain, and then you shoot down. And also, when you're down here, you shoot up at the mountain. What was the highest angle?
I just want to point out she's exaggerating a little bit. We let everybody drive to the top of the mountain.
Well, for this one, the other one we had.
Yeah.
That's when I was better.
So PR3 is a high angle course from static positions, and we've set our facility up in Southern California where we have course of fire that all shoots up, and then we have course of fire that shoots down. So we get both sides of the high angle aspect of it, and then PR4 deals more with moving from spot to spot to spot in random positions that I choose on the mountainside that make you think, hey, there's this rock pile set up in there, guys, and you're trying to solve this problem. And I promise the targets don't get any bigger no matter how far away we get or, the crappier position you set up in. So it really pushes the principle side of it. And I think you guys had a good time.
I fell twice.
Yeah.
And the first time, I almost fell on a snake.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'd have been done. Nope, I'm out.
And it's rattlesnake season, and a guy was behind me, and he saw the snake, and when I fell, the snake came out of his hole, and then he yelled, and the snake went back in. But I was still sitting on, I fell over, so I was on the ground. And I was not really happy at that point.
Just so you know, Jennifer is now never coming there ever. No matter,
Well, you know what? Just don't take PR4. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
When I went to Arizona, I was scared of the snakes because when I went and shot that match out there, because Tim, was loaning me a rifle. And when he was out there trying to get it zeroed in and ready to go for me, he sends me this video and he's like, I had a friend on the range today. And he was like laying prone behind the rifle. And this rattlesnake comes up next to him. He had to jump up and move. And you can hear him on the video. His friend is like, dude, you're not getting your gun back, because the rattlesnake was right there. They had to shoot the rattlesnake to be able to get the gun. Yeah. I was like, I don't know about this going to Arizona thing. This might not be for me.
Either way, nothing's as bad as the video that you showed me on the way to freaking
Well,
K&M.
Oh, did I show you that, Ray?
yeah.
Yeah.
The one like crawling up his leg
Mm-hmm.
in his car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was a guy driving down the road and like a snake came out of the floorboard and he just kept driving and videoed it, whereas I would have like wrapped my car around a pole.
Yeah, and she showed me this while I'm driving. Like, I am leaving the vehicle if that happens. I don't care how fast it's
And
going.
he screamed like a girl. And it was over the video, he screamed like a girl. It was really funny.
Yeah.
So this weekend, this match we're going to, it's also, they also have a lot of snakes too. I think last year they killed like 9. And you hike by yourself. So you're by yourself. So if it bites you, I don't know. It's gonna be
Amputate.
like 10 minutes till someone finds you.
Take some
But I'm
profab
gonna
with
bring
you.
my pistol and some snake shot.
You know, when you get bit by a snake, it's not like, you know, a T-Rex jumps out the bush and boom, your leg is gone. So you have to wait till somebody come save you. I mean, yes, you got it. Now walk your ass back and get medical attention. Just don't lay there helpless like, oh my God, a snake bit me. Like,
I was trying. Wait, are you supposed to keep your heart rate down or something?
yes, you just
Yes,
calm
walk
down, you know,
slowly.
you rub the ears and see woosah.
Woosah!
Now we know how to treat snake bites.
Wait, why is everybody but the ER nurse giving advice on this?
I just give crowfab. I don't do that in the field stuff. You come to me and we put an IV in you and give you the crowfab, and yeah,
Yo, let me get some of that.
Yeah.
that's some expensive stuff.
Isn't that like the 50 grand a pop IV stuff? Or
Something like that. Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
50 grand.
yeah,
It's
don't
not
get
that much, but it is expensive.
get
You-
bit by a snake. That's an ungodly.
You might want to lay there if you can't afford that medicine. You know what I
We
mean?
had a guy that like they airlifted to us from like 3 hours away because his pet cobra something.
Yeah. I know a few guys. That's
Bro,
pretty good
at
like
that point in time, it's Darwinism.
Dude,
Like,
he almost
sorry.
died from his pet. He almost died. Like
Yeah, he got a pet that could kill him, and it tried to.
Yep.
You know, people think it's bad, like, you know, oh, one day I forgot to feed my pet fish, and, like, I felt bad, but, like, when your pet could kill you, you better remember to feed that thing.
Yeah, I've had my fair share. I told you guys so many stories on these shows that I used to be kind of in that reptile industry. Go over people's houses and you're just pulling bins to throw rats in. And I guess this dude forgot to put what we usually put a red circle on what's venomous and what's not. So I pull this thing out and the snake just stands up and looks at me. I'm like, oh, wrong snake. Push it right back in. You know? But it was not. Now, if that thing jumped out of there, then I would just, you know, casually walk out of the garage and be like, dude, there's a venomous snake loose in your garage. You're going to have to figure that out.
See ya, have a good one.
And usually their answer is, dude, put your purse down, grab it, and put it back in the bin before I get home. And I usually put on some gloves and a little hook and figure it out. But was I a little bit on the scary side? Yes, I was.
I shoot the snakes.
No, can't. They were too expensive. Well, I hear you, but they're kind of expensive in that game.
More expensive than that whatever that fancy medicine Jen was talking about is?
No, they're cheaper than that. That's for sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll shoot
Yeah,
it.
it's a fair share. Right.
Yeah, I'll shoot it.
Yeah. I believe you guys said you guys met while you were taking a class. Does she now give you a run for your money into matches?
You know, we always go back and forth about this.
I think
I
Ray's
love
already
Ray's
answered the
face.
question by her facial expressions there.
There's multiple answers to this question. The first answer is if it's a national level 2-day match, there is no run for my money yet.
Yeah.
But she does hang with me on a lot of these 1-day matches, and she's beaten me twice now on
Nice.
1-day matches.
This year.
Kudos to her. Yeah.
She did a happy dance.
Woo!
Yeah, that's
One of those wins I blame on circumstances, and the other win I give her full credit for.
Did you load her ammo for both of those matches? Because that
Negative. I would have lost.
partly to do with you helping her win.
No, she loaded her own ammo, but you know, it's like what I love about competing, and there's a few competitors that you can do this with where you can openly just challenge them, or like Tim Milkovich is a good one, Ray, being my partner, where it's just like it's fun to talk shit and to challenge each other. And me and Tim have gone back and forth trying to beat each other. Ray is always pushing me because I don't want to lose to her. So competition breeds excellence, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for her, I'd have to find somebody else to push me. So I'm really just training her to make me better. That's really what it's all about.
But I think I've actually gotten better because now that I can hang with Tyler, like I keep like his points and my points, and if I'm like close, and I'm like, okay, don't let any points drop. While when I didn't do that, I'm like, it's okay, I can drop one or two. And now I think I really improved my game because of that.
Right? There's a standard. Like you're trying to reach a standard, and it just pushes you harder. But I would say that she's chasing me really good. So
it's always nice to have somebody that you're close to, and pushing each other up. It's like when I first started competitive shooting, doing USPSA and 3-gun and stuff like that. The guy I started with, if there was like 2 people in between us in the standings at the end of the match, like one of us sucked hardcore. So we were close enough where we could talk mad crap to each other and be like, "Oh, I beat you so bad." In reality, it's like overall, 3 seconds time difference over a 6-stage match or something like that. So we just kind of kept pushing each other up and up and up and up. And it's so much more fun that way.
I had a bunch of those guys. I mean, Anthony Crispy from Tactical Life, he was that. We don't get to shoot matches like that like we used to, but when we do, it's like amplified times 10 because now we were going every weekend back then. So now it's like, dude, when we get a chance to get out together, it's all the shit comes out. It was like, dude, we can fucking tank the match as long as if I beat him, I was kind of happy with that day.
And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if you guys are in 1st and 2nd or 127th and 128th.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I got you.
I got you.
The 4-hour drive was totally worth it. Yeah.
All about beating the buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So on YouTube, Eric Severson wants to know, when are you going to have an open range day to run the Around the Block Course of Fire?
That's actually a really fun course.
You can let Eric know that I have promised a group of people that we will have an open range in July or August. So that will be the soonest time that we have just an open day.
There we go. Is this also your website? I know we're going to hit this a little bit later on, but we've been talking about classes you offer. Where can we find more information or at it right now?
So our website's got everything on it, maxordinate.com. You can see what classes we offer. You can read the different descriptions. I know Ray talked a little bit about it earlier. Precision Rifle 1, it's all prone shooting. Learn the basics, learn the fundamentals. And then, you start advancing from there, different techniques, but you're still applying those fundamentals. We have competition courses. We have gas gun courses where we try to squeeze precision out of these semi-autos. And, we do a lot of law enforcement sniper training. And all of this is on the website. I would think that a lot of people actually visit the website to download our targets as well.
Yeah, our free targets.
Probably once every 2 months we'll release a few targets, and they're on the website. You go there, click download, they'll print out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and you can go to the range and zero or challenge yourself with some type of speed drill. But it's all about us trying to push some drills to shooters to help them get better when they can't come to Southern California to see us. So
these are some cool targets. I'm
yeah,
looking
they
at
have
them now.
really cool. So what is the Around the Block Course of Fire?
So our property, we have several different ranges and spread out all over the place. We have our mile-long range. We have our unknown distance. We have a spot we call the East Canyon. And then we recently developed it's called the Around the Block. I didn't develop the name. It came from Amir. Sandman goes pew pew. So what it is we have a 5,000 square foot cabin, and we've set up these positions around the cabin. We also have a caboose right there next to it, which is a guest house. So we've got a bench, the caboose, a culvert, a dry swimming pool, staircase, a boulder, the patio off the cabin, a hay bale, and a fence, like a rancher's fence, some 55-gallon drums. And we built all of these positions so that you are literally traversing, 300 yards worth of positional shooting all on one fire line. So you'll get to a position. There's 2 targets, one large target, one small target, and you get 2 shots. You shoot the big one, hit, you move to the small one, try to get your hit there, and you keep your score throughout every stage. When you're done with the stage, you and your partner go to the next spot, and it just continues to round robin the whole time. And it's all very tricky. There's a few positions that are normal straight shooting, but then everything else is either up or down angle. So you're dealing with very awkward positions. Like, how am I going to build this position? You're shooting from the edge of a swimming pool, but the angle is like 35 degrees up. So not a lot of people get to experience that. So it's very challenging to try and solve that problem.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. And you said you're having this when? I forget, misheard today.
The open range, it hasn't been scheduled yet, but we are going to set it up for July or August, one of those spring weekends.
Okay, there you go. Stay tuned for all that. We're going to head over to Discount Corner here, try to save you money from some great companies who support the show. Jen usually start us off on that. What do you have? After you unmute yourself. Eating on the show.
I was eating. This is my dinner. I'm hungry. I got home from work really late. Eating my buffalo chicken dip while we're doing the show. I'm multitasking.
Ooh, buffalo chicken dip.
Nice.
So you can get 10% off at carbonarms.us on Carbon Arms shotguns, shell caddies, extension tubes, ratchet belts, all that good stuff with the code TSM10. So go check them out. You can... The website's temporarily down, so it'll be back up, and then you can get 10% off at our store with Jen TSM10. What's my other one? I have one more, I thought. Oh, you can get 10% off. My jersey's not back there. You get 10% off at underindustries.com. If you message them and mention the Shooter's Mindset, you can get 10% off of your jerseys. They do great jerseys. I love mine. I wore them at my last match. Look on my Facebook page. You can see them.
Yeah, that's the newest one, right? That one.
It says Macmillan.
Nice.
All over it.
Really big across it.
Yeah, I like it. Greg, what do you got?
I have, you can save 10% off at Overwatch Defense with the code Cannon10. Shoot them an email, give them a call, and you get an awesome Cerakote job.
Here we go. On my end, what do we have? UM Tactical TSM10. Got a lot of holsters over there at umtactical.com. Holsters, AR stuff, suppressor stuff. Kind of got it all. umtactical.com. Check them out. Taran Tactical Innovations.com. TSM10 is good for all their product, not their gunsmithing stuff, but if you need base pads, springs, accessories for your shotguns, etc., you can get 10% off there at TaranTacticalInnovations.com. And lastly, I think that's all I have here. They keep getting shorter and shorter. I forget to take some off. But Ray, what do you have as far as discounts off like the top of your head? Anything?
We have a discount for your viewers. Use the code Shooter's Mindset. We actually have to make the code first, though. You get 20% off any of the civilian courses till the end of this year.
Very nice. Thank you.
Starting tomorrow.
That's awesome, man.
Is that include a flight?
I need to go. Where exactly is it? Is it in Vegas or in Southern Cali?
There's snakes out there, Jen. You don't want to go.
Be quiet, Cannon.
We can party and we can all drive together.
Hold on, I didn't even hear where it was at because Cannon came and interrupted. Is it Southern Cali or Vegas?
It's Southern California.
Okay. Boom.
Yeah, so the property in Southern California, we're about 2.5 hours from Las Vegas, out in the desert, and the cabin on the property is fit big enough for sleeping arrangements for 16, Wi-Fi, cable TV, pool table, the classroom. So you can literally fly in, stay on site, and then fly out. So
Boom.
That's sweet.
You guys do any traveling to other states if it makes sense to do that, or does everybody come to you?
I do every once in a while. I recently went to Iowa to teach a SWAT sniper course, and a few other places, but not as frequently as I used to in the beginning.
How about South Carolina? I have a house. I have lots of kids I can kick out of their rooms.
We have been asked to come to South Carolina to arrange not far from, I believe,
Bo's range, right?
Yeah, Bo.
It's like south.
I don't remember the name of the city. Yeah.
No.
Well,
there's not many ranges down there, right? Or is there a lot?
No, it depends.
There's not a ton. Like I have access. I know someone that has a private range that I could probably arrange something
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then there's GTI right up there. There's Fort Gordon. There's plenty of places around. But
if
yeah,
there's demand, we'll go. So
yeah,
there's a big
of
group.
course.
We'll make our way out there.
GTI is where the high elevation. They do a lot of the high elevation shooting, teaching at GTI. It's like it was a nuclear plant. It was going to be a nuclear plant when Jimmy Carter was president, and then it got nixed. So it never was, but it was built to be one. So it's got these tall towers. I think it's a 10-story tower or whatever that they go up, and they teach the high elevation shooting from it.
Isn't that where the Guardian Long Range is going to have their match?
yes, the zombie team match.
Yeah.
Are you guys going?
I don't know. I'm not registered. It filled up. I might RO it thoh, because that would be so awesome to see. Yeah.
I'm about to say, I am going to be there no matter what. Now, whether I'm shooting or ROing or just hanging out, maybe doing some shooter's mindset stuff.
That range is in Blakely, Georgia, right?
Blakely is
that's in
almost Alabama.
That's in Barnwell. Yeah, Blakely is in Georgia on the other. This is in South Carolina, and it's in Barnwell. It's about 40 minutes from me, probably.
But the arena is what you're thinking of in Blakely, where they have the MPA matches and stuff. And
I've been to arena.
That's an awesome place. That's about a 5-hour drive from where we're at.
Yeah. I actually met Ray and probably Tyler too, but I've met Ray at Southern Oaks at that one-day match, the MPA match.
Probably cool.
Oh no!
No, it was
Georgia. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And y'all were like, "Can we shoot through? We have a plane in 30 minutes to catch." Y'all
where's the plane? 30 minutes from Blakely.
Took off to you were trying to make a plane. Do you remember? It was a one-day match. Yeah, and it was the first time I'd ever done anything.
We made it.
I was worried. I was like, they are never going to make their flight.
2017, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I remember that match. I had a lot of fun, but towards the end, when we were shooting a little bit farther distances, and people are like, "Okay, this is your target," and I'm like, okay, where is it? With all this humidity, I can't see shit right now. So that was a good
all the mirage.
Georgia. Oh yeah.
Welcome to Georgia.
I do remember that. It was a fun time.
It was a good time. Yeah.
Right out after
Ray was like, "Do you want some pointers?" And I was like, "Yes, I completely don't know what I'm doing."
Were you still shooting the 308 at that match, or was that?
That was the borrowed 308, an AR-10.
There we go. Yeah, I just pulled up the website here to take a look at the targets they're offered. This leads us into our question here, number 8. I don't know. I follow Four Guys Guns a lot, and I think this is finally starting to I've seen these before, and I've been subscribed to Four Guys Guns for a long time, and I don't know. this is finally where we can get these targets. It's like, I don't know. I just kind of watched their video, entertained. I'm like, I never really followed up on where to get these targets. And since I work at indoor range, this makes sense. We can just download these targets for free, right? Or these can be purchased, right? Or what can we do?
And I kind of took over and I got the targets up so we could actually see them.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
And so a lot of these seem like awesome, like going to the range, do a quick drill. I'm not sure if you guys want to talk about any of these specifically, but that's one thing I always struggle with is when I go to the range, besides for, going and running like a mock barricade stage, what do I do? So a lot of these have not only a target, but instructions on how to use it for training, which is awesome.
The scope tracking target, actually in one of the ladies groups, somebody had just asked about that. And I think it was a ladies group or it wasn't necessarily a precision group, but it was somewhere. And somebody was asking about a tracking target. And I was like, oh, I just saw my friend Ray using a tracking target. Look at Max Ordinate. So I gave y'all some props. I didn't even know it, but it's because you had just posted about it.
Mm-hmm. You got to make sure they print it to actual size. Because if they have it like a certain percentage, it will be off because it's like measured. Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah. So you got to have it at 100%, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the targets are, you got everything from checking your zero, tracking your cold bore, supportive positions, shooting, support side, your non-dominant hand. Way to go, Ray. Way to fucking go, asshole.
What'd you do?
What did Ray break?
What
She's
happened?
always breaking stuff.
Hold on.
Hold on, we're trying to fix it. You might be able to see us, but we sure as hell can't see you.
In the meantime.
That is hilarious. Oh man. But their targets are really cool. From what I can tell, they all have a purpose. It's not just a blank target. They each kind of have a meaning and a purpose that you do for each one. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's nice to have a target that tells you what to do so you don't have to go to the range and then decide what drill you're going to do, decide how you're going to practice, blah, 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 blah. So
just print it on your printer at home, take it to the range,
print it
save
on your printer at
yourself.
work.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. So you don't have to use your ink and your color ink. Print it at work, bring it to the range, and you can save a couple bucks off the $2 range targets or whatever they cost there. Plenty of options there. I thought there would be a charge for these targets, but no, you can just go to their website, download it, bring it to the range. That's it.
Yeah, you can print as many of them as you want, which I think is really cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are. Welcome back.
Oh, sorry. Ray decided to move the laptop and not plug it back in.
It was plugged in, but it didn't come up. A little bit.
Where do we?
At least we're back,
Yeah. Where do we leave off? We were talking about the targets. We kind of hit that. We kind of wrapped that up as you guys were gone. But is there anything else? I think that's where we were, right?
Yeah, targets.
Yeah, we were just talking about targets. There's some really cool ones on there. Targets that people will, from what I've heard, never really seen or experienced before. But practicing holdovers with your reticle at 100 yards versus having to do it at distance. The target has one aiming spot, and then all of the locations that your holdovers should impact are not visible until you go downrange and check the target. So you can practice using a reticle, the tracking drill. So just everything that we want to share with students and other people that have a passion about precision rifle.
Boom. There you go. Any upcoming matches, goals, events? I know you have the one in New Mexico coming up here shortly, but anything else you guys have coming company-wise or just anything you guys got going here coming up?
Ireland! We're going to Ireland with the Guardian Long Range. We're going with Regina, Brittany, a whole bunch of people. I'm really, really excited. I've never competed in a different country before, and this will be my first time. And we're gonna kind of lump the vacation in at the same time.
I'm so jealous. I want to go.
Me
so
too.
bad.
I'm coming to the next one. Like,
Hey, what I heard is sign up for the newsletter because they might open up some spots.
I will do that.
It's a bad weekend though, because it's the weekend of my daughter's birthday. I need them to
She'll
move.
forgive you.
She'll forgive you.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I can have a free weekend.
Oh, that's funny. I'm gonna be like, you need to watch this show. They said you would forgive me. That is funny.
I'd say other goals though. I don't get to shoot as much as she does, training wise. So I'd say my goal is just not to lose anymore to her.
So
Let's hope one more time this year, guys.
No.
Underdog.
You never know. She's a beast.
she's definitely taking everything by storm.
There's this thing called sabotage. Okay.
Hey, you weren't even there to sabotage me for K&M. Oh man, I shot like I didn't know anything. I don't know. It was horrible. It was like the worst match ever that I've shot because I was just not thinking.
The pressure got to you, huh?
The heat got to me and the humidity.
That's why she doesn't let you load her ammo, because you might sabotage her. But you can tumble the brass, because then she'll check the brass. See, that's pretty benign there.
So the first national match I went to, I was doing real good in the beginning, like real good, for my first time. But guess what? He said he tightened my scope ring, and he didn't.
Oh
and
no!
And I was like, "What's going on?" And I'm new, and I didn't know what was going on. I was like freaking out, and I'm like, "It's so close, but why am I so off?" I think that was sabotage.
I think so too. I can't believe he would do that to you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna have to throw this out there. Okay, it's just like any other thing with women. All right, if something's wrong, it was the man's fault. So I have to take the blame for this, even though I didn't do it.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
but it was a lesson learned to handle all your stuff by yourself, because no one cares as much as you do.
Yep.
That's very true. Very true. So what is the best piece of advice that you would give someone just starting out in long range shooting?
Oh, I'd say, me personally, I'd probably, actually, I give this advice all the time to future students who call us up and ask about what gear they should buy, what scope they need. And in reality, go out and, get some training, or, just go to a match. You don't have to compete, but look at other people's gear and kind of get a feel for what you want. Learn about it before you just go buy it. I've had plenty of students that show up to a class and they're like, "Oh, I went to the store. They told me this was the best scope." And, it's a really good scope for, let's say, any other application except for what you want to do with it. So now you find yourself with this scope that, it's not bad, but it's not what you needed to accomplish your goal. So, I would say, do some research, go get some training before you spend all this money. Find out exactly what it is that you want and get some education on it, and then buy the stuff that you want. But too many times guys show up with things that they don't need, or, isn't what they needed to help them get to where they want to go. So,
I think that is probably the hardest thing. Like, as somebody that is still semi new to this, like when I started, I didn't know what to get. I had done 3-gun, but I had no clue on this. I didn't even know what scope. I'm like, I don't even know what power scope is good for this, much less what reticle. I was like, I don't know how much magnification. I just knew a 1:8, because in 3-gun you want a 1:8 because you need to be able to dial it down and have the up close, almost just like a red dot. So like I had no clue, and these people don't know. And then if you go on Facebook and try to ask a question in a long range group, you get 50,000 cowboys that answer it that
You
are
need a
not.
fixed 40
correct.
power. Nothing but a fixed 40 power.
I mean, it is very difficult to know where to go to get your advice at first. And so I agree. Like, that's what I did. I just started going, like, I went to the match with the borrowed AR-10. I didn't know what I needed. And so I just borrowed a gun and went with dope written on a little piece of paper every 50 yards. And I just kind of guessed in between the 50 yards, like, well, I think it'd be this.
Yeah. I saw a post today. I was just scrolling down the feed, and someone was just random post. I think he was getting his daughter involved in what's, a pretty good stock to get his daughter involved, a youth stock. And I just scrolled through just to look through the answers, right? And I saw Manners, I saw MPA, I saw Max, the people that you roll with. It's like every company was in this thread. So like that, I don't know how much. Like, does that really help or just confuse the people more? Yeah. Because it becomes like a more of a shout my sponsor out, or this is what I'm using for like 20 years talk.
Yeah, I think it's that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess you have some direction. If you didn't know anything about stocks or chassis in general, I guess you can look at some of these companies and do your own research based upon what they're shouting. But, I mean, to me, it just looks like a big ball of confusion when you just do a random social media post.
Yeah, and thankfully there's better places online to get a little bit more information now. It's like, for instance, the Gap Grind, which is where a lot of people get their start in precision rifle shooting. Jen actually made a Facebook group it's a closed group or hidden group just for registered Gap Grind shooters, where you can go and get, what do I need to bring to the Gap Grind type advice? What do I need before this? And you're only getting, that being said, if you ask what stock, you're still going to get, Manners, McMillan. No, you need a chassis, get an MPA, get this, get that. But all of those are, good answers. No one's going to say, yeah, you need a Boyd's Tactical with the cheek riser.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know about Boyd's. So I might have to go look.
They're like $119. That being said, they're pretty cool for like a 1022, but.
Right. There you go. Well, I mean, that's, whatever. That's what it is. The social media, it depends. And then, it's good enough that you're in, if you have that knit of friends, you can always kind of personal message somebody. No, that's how I've done it. I think we've blown up, we've both blown up Regina regarding scopes and what reticles and all that stuff, completely newbie stuff. There's always that one person that you're kind of cool with and you just blow up their feet and they kind of like just take you. Come here, young lad. Me show you the light.
Yeah, and let me spend all your money for you. I tell Regina all the time, I'm like, you're solely responsible for me being completely broke.
Yeah.
She's going to be.
Because you got me into this, because she did get me into this. And now I am broke and I am so addicted. It's like a drug.
I know. Yep. I feel the same way.
Jennifer, it makes you feel any better. You're solely responsible for the reason I am broke.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
What's worse, guys, when you spend all of your money on, gun stuff, or when you buy all of these products for your company to sell and you end up buying more than you sell?
Oh, I
don't know. Spending a bunch of money on gun stuff is a pretty good situation, because then in the end of the day, you got a bunch of guns and it's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I purchased stuff for our store, but it really never goes to that shelf because Tyler's like, ooh, something new. I'm going to take it. And I was like, no, it's for the store.
Well, we got a bunch of McMillan stocks for the store. So students can buy McMillan stocks right there. Hell, we'll switch it out for them if they want. And then I was like, man, this A6 looks really nice. I think that one is mine. So,
You just got A10.
He's
not allowed in the store, is he?
having products sit around that I've purchased for the Shooter's Mindset shop, I kind of think that's a little bit worse. I don't know, a feeling, because usually if I buy it for the shop, most likely I already have it or tried it or have some type of usually have some form of it already. So it's just going to sit there. And when I see it sitting there and sitting there and sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, I'm like, and it's obviously it's myself to blame because I bought it in this situation. But I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? buying this amount of this, you know? So, and I still got products sitting here. And I think we all made this mistake when, Hillary, it seemed like Hillary was going to get in. Let's stock like AR-15 mags. I bought cases and cases, and now I can't, I got to like give them away essentially.
You could have lived in California for that 1 week.
Yeah. That one week I sold some.
That 1 week.
I did sell some for that 1 week in Cali. Believe it or not, it really did help. Those are the only people buying 30-round AR-15 mags, it seemed. Yep. But
because now they're everywhere for $8.99.
Wait, and it's like, do you have any of the red or purple ones?
No.
Oh, because I would have bought them.
Yeah, no, I just have your plain Jane and black ones,
Oh.
But I tell you, and I mean, and then I'd look at everybody else's prices. Like, dude, I bought it for that amount of money. Like, people are just can't even give these things away. It's like $8.99. I paid that for like 200 of them or whatever it was. So people are like, "What are you guys just giving away at cost now?" Or I don't know. But yes, I feel your pain on some of that stuff for the shop, and it just sits there. So,
well, it helps if you can get sponsors. So I was just wondering, Ray, if you're going to have a new addition to your jersey next year. I was wondering if maybe you're going to have Febreze on your jersey.
Funny you should mention that. It's kind of smiling here, when you can't take a shower, you can stay fresh with Febreze.
That's got the game in there too.
Can we see this is post-match.
Look at her frolicking with Febreze.
She was having a good time with that Febreze bottle. I'm just saying, Tyler, you might have a run for your money with that because she was enjoying that Febreze bottle.
I don't think she was the only one enjoying it. Let's see. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I never touched the Febreze bottle. I just got Febreze.
The Febreze touched you.
Damn. Hit it. Hit it.
I'm sitting there trying to drink a beer after the match, and all of a sudden I look up and these three are dancing with Febreze next to the.
Hey, we smelled better.
If anybody from Febreze is watching, all right, contact the folks over at Max Ordinance. We might get on the jersey, work something out, work the details out. Who's really doing that at matches? Nobody.
Oh, we did it.
A very attractive logo right across the chest.
I should set up a booth, and it'd just be a Febreze booth. You just walk through, and whoosh.
It just sprays Febreze. Yeah, it aerosols it.
Disposable cheek piece pads, huh?
There we go. With the Febreze scent built in.
Yes.
Yeah, like
maybe
Febreze instilled shooting bags. Just have them in the shooting bag.
You guys are giving Febreze too many ideas here. You guys, if they don't contact you like right now, you guys should just start your own company.
See, here's the problem with bags, though.
We are not associated with you whatsoever.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I'd get down on the rifle and just be like,
yeah. There we go.
That is funny.
Yeah.
It smell better.
Yeah.
So Tyler, how important is dry fire training in your opinion? Do you have any dry fire plans, or do you plan on creating any for dry fire to kind of go along with your live fire targets?
We've made some dry fire targets for our own use. We've thought about putting them up and letting them be downloaded. There's other places that you could get dry fire as well. What is it? The DFAT guys.
Mm-hmm.
They make that aperture that goes over your objective lens so that you can focus on a target that's 10 feet away from you and dry fire in your house. So we use methods like that. I think dry firing is extremely important as long as it's done right. And I feel like there's a big misconception about, I'm going to dry fire today, so that means that I'm going to look through the scope and I'm going to press the trigger correctly. But what about all the other stuff? Like, how about your natural point of aim, your bone support, like all of these other fundamentals that seem to be getting forgotten when you start dry firing because everybody feels like it's all about trigger control. Well, it's more than that. So I think dry firing is important, but every time that you grab that weapon and you practice with it, you're building a habit. So every time that you build that habit, it should be the right habit. So pretty strong feelings about that.
Yep, I agree. Most of my dry fire, everyone's doing it inside. I know Jen does it in her garage and whatnot. I haven't gotten around to buying that little fancy DFAT or the IOTA or any of those things yet. So I go out back and get on the barricade, and I got one spot I could see about 400 yards, and I kind of dry fire on stuff down there.
There we go.
I don't know if you guys can see this here. How do I get it to?
There we go.
I got
whatever it's doing. But I took the scope cap, I drilled a hole in the end of it, and it works the same way. It's just reducing that objective so that you could focus on closer targets.
Sweet. And I actually have, I don't know where it went. Somewhere around here, a couple things that I was going to try and do it with.
There you go. That's a smart idea. I didn't think of that. Yeah. So Jen, Greg, you guys shot that K&M match recently here. What was it last weekend? How'd it go? How'd you guys do? Tough match, easy match? What's the deal?
It smelled really good afterwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
For Ree's booth.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a tough match. I mean, I felt like some of the targets, I thought the bus stage was,
That bus stage.
I'm about to say, nobody's put up the GoFundMe for a week where we contribute our gas money to burn it down yet.
Paul Reed, I think, is going to blow it up. I thought the bus stage was really hard. The bus stage is always hard. I struggled big time on it. I had one other stage that was really bad, and then I had some stages that were and then I had a couple stages that were really good. So I feel like some of the I feel like it pushed you a little bit with time, which is good. And I feel like some of the targets were kind of small, which is good because it challenged it. It kind of divided the group instead of everybody kind of being. It was not a meatball match.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I love going to K&M. It's a great area. And it's just a fun place to be. And I had a great time.
Yeah. So did I. It was a really fun match, but it was definitely challenging. Obviously I'm the newbie here compared to these two, but 3, I guess, but 2 that were at the match. And there was a lot of stuff that was challenging. I timed out a lot more in this match than I did in previous matches, but I felt a lot more stable because I had been doing actual dry fire practice a little bit. So the only times I wasn't stable is when I rushed intentionally. So I felt like I actually kind of developed myself a little bit as a shooter, which rarely happens. I just kind of generally just suck all along all the time. But that was fun. But yeah, there were some stages like I said, I've got a couple $100 sitting down over here on the side to contribute to gas to burn the bus down. And this stage, for those of you that don't know, you shoot from a bus, which isn't too terribly hard. Damn, Miss Moneybags. Let me highlight $1.
You guys are putting way too much money to burn down a bus.
It's
It's
hard.
Anthony, they're head-sized targets inside of a window in the dark where you can't see any splash behind them. So you can't see the targets to start with. And then you shoot through the window and then you miss it, but you don't know where your shot goes. So you can't correct on your next shot. If you could see the targets or see your splash, either one I'd be happy with, but it's just it's a challenging stage. You have to actually be a good shooter to do good at it.
I think most people came off of that bus cussing.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, even the ROs on the stage were like, "We hate this stage. It's so sad. Everybody's leaving upset."
They're like, everybody's angry here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Ray told you guys that we just bought a school bus. And
Shoot out of it, not into it.
What's that?
Shoot out of it, not into it.
Lights in there.
But we're planning on putting a mover in the bus and having it move from front to back for some of our law enforcement training. So it's good to know that you guys hate it. I'm sure they'll hate it just as much.
You're an evil person.
I'm about to say, that is devious.
Yeah.
Don't give Shannon K any ideas. Please do not tell him that.
It
I want
always.
to go back to K&M. I need redemption. I need redemption.
I always shoot bad at K&M though. Always. Like last year, my worst match was at K&M. This year, so far, my worst match was at K&M. I mean, I had a great time, but like I did not shoot the percentage that I've shot earlier this year. So yeah, K&M and I have a love-hate relationship. I love going I just apparently hate to hit targets there because I don't do it as often.
I shot a lot of stuff, but it was mostly dirt.
We did have a baby shower too. That was fun.
We did.
For Jacqueline,
There we
who
go.
was our guest last week or 2 weeks ago. She was our guest.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
so.
and so she's pregnant, and we had a baby shower for her there. We surprised her. It was fun.
There we go.
Super
And
pregnant.
so I was watching some of your guys' videos, and I don't know if this is a thing because I don't know about PRS fundamentals or stuff like that. But I noticed you guys will break the shot and then kind of listen for someone to say hit or hear the hit before you run the bolt. Is that like
Follow through.
It's like follow through, watching, and I used to not do that, and see now I've gotten better and learned. But
so that's a technique that you're supposed to do, right? You're
Well,
not supposed
yeah,
to break it and run it.
you're watching to see if you hit. Even if you do hit it, you want to see if it's a target that moves. You want to see if it swings this way. You know, you hit this edge,
Okay.
right? And then you know to adjust because some of the targets are getting smaller. So what you may hit on the big one, that hold is not necessarily going to work for the next one because it's a smaller target. So you need to watch your target, how you hit, and if you miss, you can watch where it hits in the dirt
Yeah, this is gonna
and
be
adjust.
it'll be a terrible game. Like obviously, because you came from that 3-gun game, man. A pistol game, you want to go fast. Every of those little movements, like you see it as, time that you miss. So I'm thinking like I'm breaking it, run the bolt because we gotta move. Break it, run the bolt. Let's get another one off quick.
This is much more of a patience game, and you still have to move because, like, I did still time out on some stages, but like the one that I just posted, I kind of posted that one on purpose because I cleaned it, but I took like 30 seconds to get into position. We had to go up the stairs, get on the rooftop, put your mag in, get on there, find the target. And like I had told myself, like, just don't rush. If you time out, but time out with a clean run up until then. So I was like, nope, I'm getting in a good position. I'm going to get in a good position. And I did. It was head side targets all the way out to 680 yards. And I cleaned it because I took the time to make sure I was square behind the rifle and get settled and get comfortable. And I didn't like run up the stairs and bust my tail like I've maybe done previously. So it worked better, even though it probably looked like, oh my God, she's going so slow, she's going to time out. It worked.
Yeah,
So.
It did look. I was like, what's going on? Why are you walking so slow up the stairs?
Yeah.
But I guess it's just a totally different mindset. And
That's a heavy rifle to take up them stairs.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know this gear that you guys are carrying and all that, but I'm like, damn, I know you can move faster than that.
And a lot of it's breathing too, because if you're breathing heavy and you go and you build this awesome position, but you get up there and you go,
yeah, that'll be me hauling ass up there.
I could sprint 3 steps and be breathing like that, and then at that point in time, you're better off to. Yes, right.
Those steps were like as tall as Ray, though. They were like this tall in between.
Yes.
And that's part of why I went so slow.
My foot couldn't reach. And I'm like, dang, I got a high step. Like I had to pretty much pull myself up those stairs. It was pretty steep.
He's the chest. Get him up.
And that's part of why I took it slow. I was like, nope, I'm scared. I've busted my tail at K&M going upstairs before.
Yeah, man, the mindset is different.
Well, I'd say that when you were talking about running the bolt or waiting, and it's just like Jen said, you're waiting to see that impact and how your wind call was or where the shot hit the target so you can make adjustments further down the road. But in our class, we're always talking about this, like, when would you want to rack the bolt and be ready? And, this has happened to me in plenty of previous matches where if the target's 1,000 yards or further, then that bullet's going to be in flight for, a second and a half or 2 seconds. So if that's the situation and I'm trying to shoot time and time again where I'm trying to race the wind, then I'm going to rack the bolt and get ready before the bullet ever hits the target. So it really comes down to, situation. How far is the target? How long will the bullet be in flight? And can you rack the bolt, get back on target, and watch your impact and be ready to take that next shot? So there's the other side of it.
So for you, what is there like a distance where like if it's past 927 yards, I could do it, or?
If I wanted to race the clock, I'm sure I could rack the bolt and get back on target at 500 yards, but I don't like to push it. I like to just stay calm, So, if it's 900 yards and further and it's, I can easily just rack the bolt, get back into it, not have to rush, not have to, really break my position. It's just smooth and calm. So 900 yards would be that comfortable distance.
Okay. That's like good, like knowledge bombs right there. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was looking for. So there is kind of a time and place and distance to do that.
I just, one stage that comes into mind, we were shooting, I think 1,300 yards or maybe it was 14 up in Utah. And you shoot from this platform and, the bullet takes 3 seconds to get there, or 2.5. And you'd see guys shoot and wait. And then the bullet hits. Then they rack. Then they got to settle back in, breathe, and fire. Whereas I was taking the other approach. I didn't want to get the wind. I didn't want to allow the wind to change that drastically on me. So as soon as I shot, I'd rack it, get back, build my position. And as soon as I saw the impact, I'd make my correction and send another one.
But it bit you in the ass.
A little bit.
I love that race.
They had a light on the target, so when you hit the target, it would flash. Well, I shot, I hit the target, and I was ready to send another one. So I sent it. As soon as I saw the light, I'm like, oh, it's good. Boom, sent it. Well, the light didn't stop flashing by the time the next bullet got there, so I didn't get credit for a hit because I shot too fast.
Oh.
You see it flash, and then it flashed again. They were like, oh, no, it only flashed one time.
Yeah.
But you're like, okay, just shoot slower next time. Just sucker. Is that a word? Just sucker.
Sucker.
Suck more.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Are we good? Are we good with any live? I think there's a couple that came in. Greg, any on the Facebook side or?
I don't think so. Refreshing now.
So Maxine on the YouTube side says, so the stereotype about Asians and technology isn't true. Guess we need to change the stereotype to Asian women being great shooters.
For me, driving is true.
So just to give you a sidebar on that driving comment, right? Everywhere we go, if it's drivable, and I think 16, 18 hours, we want to drive there. We want to have our stuff. We want to have our van. We want to be prepared. So I have to drive all 20 hours of it. Her excuse is either it's too dark, the road's too curvy, there's too many cars.
Oh, no, I never see too many cars.
The road's too straight. Tired. Gotta pee. I mean, the excuses are not in any shortness when it comes to her and driving. So I don't even ask anymore.
For sure, I cannot drive at night.
Says you.
The LASIK and the stigmatism is just not working out for me.
I don't know how you did it before I came around.
You know what I did? Anywhere at work, I moved 5 minutes from work. And that I've done that forever. So I didn't really have to drive much.
Jeez.
Wow, yeah.
Dang it. All right. Well, I think we can. We got, apparently, I sold some mags because someone heard me and felt bad and said, Ian says, I'll take a few mags. Yes. Perfect.
Hey, no, we'll go there. Use a discount code.
Yeah. Don't use the discount code, man. Their shits are going too cheap already. All right.
TSM 10.
Yeah, don't do that. No, I'll just meet you at a match or something and bring a couple if that's the case. I don't know which next match we're shooting, but it's up to you, man. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But I think with that we can wrap this one up because I don't think we have any more live that we can hit, and we're out of show notes. So wrap up, do some shout outs. Jen, what do you have?
Shout out to McMillan. Love my awesome A10. If anybody wants to manhandle it, find me at a match. It's awesome. I love it. Night Force Optics for great glass. GSL suppressors for my suppressor that's in jail for like 9 months. I mean, isn't it about time by now? Golly.
I think me and Tommy and Brandon and Chris, we might start like the thing with the signs of protest to free it.
Chris was so pissed at me because the tower stage, I went up and laid down next to him and he went, seriously? And I'm like, what? And he's like, I don't want to lay next to you. And I was like, well, I'm sorry.
Isn't everybody running? Like, I've seen this. There was a guy, laying down prone to you. It looked like he was running the same break as you were.
No.
I know.
So
I don't understand because my break can't be that much worse, but everybody is like this. In the pictures next to me, they're like this, like, oh my God.
It's just the masterpiece arm brakes, and it's the same thing I run because it's like, oh, Jen has an MPA brake, it recoils real light. I want one of those too. Just imagine poor Tommy who has to sit next to me every time we're squatted together and we go in alphabetical order.
You just got it because you wanted revenge on me. You said I want one so that you have to lay next to me.
Yeah. So this is what people do laying next to me, and Jen just kind of like cover their ears and hide. They're mean. They're very mean brakes.
And you've been waiting how long? Because I'm hearing them coming back at like a year now.
I'm not hearing much after her not having the can for so long. I'm starting to lose my hearing.
It changes. I hear 10 months. I hear a year, but I think you're close to 10 months now, aren't you?
September 1st is when I sent it off.
When they cashed it? When they cashed it to you, Hondo. That's when you got it. That's when you start counting from the day they cashed it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what day.
Saying.
He sent it off on September 1st, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Somewhere close to there. But anyway, GSL suppressors. Check them out for awesome suppressors. I will have one eventually. Warren, scope mounts. I love my scope mount with my built-in level, and I love my bipod that's right there. And it saved me at K&M because I could angle the legs, and it was awesome. Lansing Tactical, if you want an awesome AR-10, that's what I started with. Under Industries for jerseys, Shooters of Augusta and Sharpshooters of Augusta, and We Bad. Get We Bad solid. I love We Bad.
It's a pretty sweet shirt.
Because all my hair. I know it is a sweet shirt. I love it.
All right, Greg, what do you got?
I have Shooters and Sharpshooters Augusta, where I'm about to go print out some of these sweet targets and take them some night this week. Overwatch Defense for a really dope Cerakote job. PDC Custom if you want like a super awesome lime green chassis. Hold on. You get something like this. If you just want to be obnoxious, they also have regular people colors. NDZ Performance for some super awesome Gucci Glock parts. And then also kind of a shout out to Warren. I was able to pull one of their awesome boxes off the table. Got the new Skyline mount on the
nice.
Look at that. I got levels. I got dope card holders.
That's what I like. That's really cool.
Literally, this scope mount is more expensive than the base rifle that I have in my hands when I first bought it. But that thing is sweet.
I'm actually really impressed at your modeling skills. Have you been practicing that?
I have been.
I think he sits at home in the mirror and like looks at his green gun because
I do. I'm like, I do.
You
got to get it above the windows. See, the windows cover up again. You got to get it above it. Yeah, there you go.
Every picture, he's like, it'll be like a picture of like the field. Like at MPA, it's like a shoot of like concrete where everybody's shooting, so it's like a mass of people, and he'll be like looking through pictures on Facebook. Hey, I see my green gun back there. I'm like, where? What are you talking about? He's like, right there between those two people. You see that speck of green? That's my rifle. It's famous. And I'm like,
it's famous.
Oh,
actually, it has been on cable television before. Just saying, it filled up the entire screen of lime green.
Nice.
There we go. All right, guys. Ray, what do you guys have? Shout outs.
I'm just gonna name out a couple. I really liked. Have you guys heard of SkyPods?
Yes.
They're like the bipods. It's pronounced Sky, not Psych, which it looks like it says Psych, but I actually know the guy, Sky Thomas. Super nice guy. I love how easily that bipod adjusts. I love my manners. I love my Collis scope. Of course, Max Ordinate, and if you guys are looking for a tripod, Crux Ord, super stable. It's like cheating.
I just want to throw one in there. I don't have all of the famous stuff that Ray has, but one of the greatest training tools that I've started using lately has been the phone scope. Throwing that thing onto my rifle scope and being able to record where I'm actually pressing the trigger, and how the shot is breaking, so I can actually review it instead of just trying to go back through it in my mind. I can now physically review those shots. And you can also spot using it on your spotting scope. And Ray's done that, trying to spot her impacts at a mile. And, so some really cool stuff just to help you on the training side is in that phone scope precision stuff.
Oh, there we go.
Those things are really awesome. Ryan Hay had me take a picture for him over the weekend, and he's just got it on one leg of his binos.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, you could literally just like chill there and watch. I can't wait till they come out with an iPad size one. That's going to be the real winner there.
I
He's going to have the whole crowd watching.
My phone will die, and then all I've got left is the iPad.
Do you not bring an extra battery to the matches?
I am not. I am just a regular white guy with no extra battery. Okay, I just
Regular white guy with no extra battery.
So many things that I could say.
What does that even mean?
I do things like that. I don't know. It has to happen to me before I actually need to bring it. Like if I'll go to SHOT Show and just think I can record booth videos on my phone the entire day without any spare batteries. I'm like, it can make it. All right.
Then whose cord do
then,
you end up with
every
year?
Yeah, and then I'm calling Jen. You got one of those chargers?
Jen, can I use your battery?
Yeah.
Jen, I need your cord.
No,
and then I'm like, an hour later, like, where the hell is he? I need my cord
this
now
is-
for my own phone.
I just got the iPhone X. I'm like, improved battery, it can make it. It didn't make it. All right, there we go. All right, shout out to my end. If you guys are watching on the YouTube side of things, right below the video, you can hit the yellow subscribe button. Every Tuesday, we're trying to do a new episode of The Shooter's Mindset featuring another great guest, and subscribing is a way to stay tuned with that stuff. Folks over at Tandem Cross, so if you're kind of into the rimfire deal, looking to kind of for some spare parts or to race out one of those rimfire pistols, check out the folks over at Tandem Cross. If you want to email me, theshootersmindset@gmail.com is a good way to do that. Definitely thanks to Ray and Taylor for coming on and spending 2 hours of their time here for episode 263 of The Shooter's Mindset. We appreciate that. The discount code from them is The Shooter's Mindset on their website for classes, right? That's good for starts tomorrow for the rest of this year. So take advantage of that if you guys were looking at taking a class, save some money there with them. Lastly, folks over at Rise Armament, if you're looking for a fine AR-15 trigger, look no further than risearmament.com. All right, that'll do it for episode 263 of The Shooter's Mindset. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and we're out of here. Woo!